Hello there everyone and welcome back to DML. So, we finally have a new dungeon dragon. And so, it is the Holy Dragon, which is an old Christmas dragon. And I believe the Holy Dragon's been available in the dungeon before. But you finally have the opportunity to get this dragon again. So if you just go over to the Clockwork dungeon, it says Deck the Dungeon. Today, a chance to win the Holy Dragon. So get in the holiday spirit by exploring Otto's Festival Dungeon for a chance to win the Holy Dragon. So this guy is a plant, wind, and light epic. So, you know, it's a light epic dragon. Pretty good to have at a lower level. But I imagine that this is going to be decorated like it usually is during, you know, special periods. So the dungeon is basically a cakewalk for us, so I don't have to worry about finishing it. And what is this? We have ice! So instead of us actually being in the dungeon, we have actually been teleported to the icy section of the map, I guess. Well, that's kind of weird. Because normally, it's just the dungeon itself gets decorated, but I guess we just get teleported this time around, which, I guess they wanted to do something new this time around. But I find it kind of weird that the Holy Dragon's out now that it's after New Year's. I was hoping that if anything they'd have the Holy Dragon running during Christmas and then have another dragon running through New Year's, or the New Year's week, but you know, it's still pretty cool because it must have been at least minimum 6 months since we'd had an actual new dungeon dragon to, you know, have a chance to win. And it's important to note that it is a chance to win the dungeon dragon, it is not a guarantee. Because if anyone's been around since the Boxer Dragon was available in the dungeon, I did the dungeon every single day that the dragon was available, and we didn't get it. So, you know, no matter whether you finish the dungeon or not, how many days in a row you do the dungeon, there is still a good chance that you may not get this dragon. So it does come down to a lot of RNG. So, you know, you gotta be hoping and praying that you actually get this dragon. I mean, the chance to get dungeon dragons in general isn't all that high. And there he is. He's escaped. He's escaped from the guy that gives him to us. Get back in. Get back in the dungeon. Silly Holy Dragon. What do you think you're doing? You know, if I was him, I probably would have preferred just stay locked up in the dungeon rather than getting absolutely brutalized by our autumn dragon. But maybe that was a slight oversight on his part. And we actually have the Gem Dragon of the Week in here as well. That's actually kind of cool that they've included a couple of the special dragons that are around at the moment. But anyway, one more fight left to go and we'll see if we manage to earn this. Again, these two are in here again. What is with this? Well, anyway, come on, Saney. Break these guys. It feels so good being able to go from, you know, struggling through the dungeon for so much time and then being able to do this. It's such a different experience. So there we go. There is number 6. And I always go for the middle chest. We will not be going against that. Let's take a look. What do we get? We got some gems, unfortunately. So as you can see, we didn't get a Holy Dragon pop up here. I have gotten it before though, so I'm not going to be too stressed over getting it, but, you know, it does kind of suck every time you open it up and there's nothing in there. I don't remember if this is the first day it's been available or not. I think it might be, but I haven't really seen many posts about it. But just make sure you're going into the dungeon, doing it for as many days as the dragon is available. You know, the more days that you finish off the dungeon, obviously the higher your chances are going to be. And then it just says, return tomorrow for all new challenges. I mean, we don't have any new dragons to actually purchase in the shop. I don't have that many tokens because, honestly, when there's nothing to really go for in the shop, like, what's the point in actually getting more tokens, you know? But, you know, like I said, I do really enjoy having this derpy little dragon in my game. Some people call this the ugliest dragon in DML, would you know? I mean, I'd expect nicer. Look at it, its teeth are like wonky and everything. Ah, you adorable little thing. And I was hoping the Helper Dragon might have been in the dungeon as well this year or something like that. I know that he was a Dragon of the Week, either last year or the year before, but, you know, it's already, Christmas has been over for like over a week now, so, I mean, shouldn't be worrying about it too much anyway. And it looks like we've been going down in the enchantment league. Isn't that always great? Shaking my damn head. You know, every time I leave this game, I drop like 7,000 points. You know, we're just at that stage where there's a lot of high-level guys, and I don't want to be wasting potions. So if I don't want to waste my Final Vengeance potions, we just have to cut the loss sometimes. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think I've done videos on, like, clearing the dungeon before with low-level dragons and, you know, bad teams. But the main thing about finishing off the dungeon, if you're still struggling, is... Oh, for goodness sake. Well, I'll use a shield potion, I don't care that much. But the main thing about finishing off the dungeon is having dragons with upgraded elements. As soon as you get level 6 elements, you find out that the dungeon is actually really not that difficult. But the dungeon does also depend on how you've leveled up your team. Oh goodness, why are all these dragons level 70? Oh, whatever. We'll just cut our loss. You know, we'll just let our Lantern Dragon get defeated, then we'll take Andy back in. That's what I mean, I don't want to use these green potions. So, we just have to take the loss there. Makes me so upset seeing that happen. But, yeah, as soon as I got my upgraded attacks on my dragons, the dungeon became a lot easier. And obviously you can train dragons as well. You can have Striker, the clan dragon's damage, or Gravelis's shield on the first hit, which does help with the dungeon as well. You can have Dragon Fury Essence to help you through dungeon fights as well, although I'd rather save Dragon Fury Essence for the map, rather than dungeon fights themselves. But there are a lot of little strategies that you can, you know, take advantage of to try and make your experience a little bit easier in the dungeon, because I know that when you've got, like, level 20 dragons and none of them are upgraded, they're all like fire dragons and ceremony dragons, it can be kind of tough when you first, you know, walk into the dungeon. But it's definitely something that's not impossible for people to do. So don't think, oh, why is it a dungeon dragon? I can't do the dungeon. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. It's just, sometimes if it doesn't work, you just gotta rearrange your team a little bit, and then you'll find this, like, super easy. So, that's my take on the dungeon. Wish you the best of luck. You'll probably be able to do it if you switch your team around a bit. There's our purple chest for today, which is pretty good. This guy has the Aloha dragon. Huh, you don't see that dragon very often. Neato. 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 We are back in Dragon Scale League 1. I don't think Andy on his own is enough to do most of these fights, because he's still 2 levels behind the other guys, and it is 1 Andy against 3 level 80s, of course. So, yeah, these are all hard fights. Get out of here. Give me some easy stuff for now. You know, we'll focus on trying to do arena fights when Andy gets fully upgraded, and I imagine that we will probably need a second level 80 dragon to be able to do all the arena stuff. Again, that's just me assuming, I don't know for sure. But, I don't know, what's going to be better? For us to just go in with Andy? Or would it be better for us to go in with our Hermes dragon and use his blessing and then wreck stuff with Andy? Because in that case, we're missing out on the first strike damage with our Autumn dragon. I think it's going to take a little bit of, you know, tactizing and trying out some new stuff that I've never really tried before. But, you know, Andy is level 78. We are super duper close to that max level. It's going to be a big milestone for me. You know, if I'm going to be proud of anything that I have done in this game, it's probably going to be my first level 80, you know. It's taken far too long. I'll be the first to admit that. But, you know, I've been on and off with this game. Like, I don't play it consistently throughout the day or anything like that. So to finally get a dragon at such a high level, yeah, it's just kind of cool. And plus, I do remember what it's like to have, you know, level 2 dragons, or that first dragon you ever unlock. So I do understand it. Actually, just out of curiosity, I just kind of want to see this. We're going to lose this fight, by the way. I just want to train Andy with auto-training here. Go into this arena fight again. And let's just go into this fight against the banana. We'll pop Andy in first. I just want to see how much damage he does. Because again, 78 fully enchanted against level 80 fully enchanted is very different. So he can just about half health any of these dragons. We can 100% kill that meteorite. So if we had first strike damage, these guys would be guaranteed dead. That's kind of cool. Again, even though they're 2 levels above, we can almost one-shot that dragon. That stone shield is annoying. He may have frightened speechless abilities away. Okay, he missed as well. Why is the AI missing so much? I mentioned this before, but why are the AI dragons missing pretty much all the time? I said we weren't going to do this fight, but those misses... I mean, we did literally survive on about 1 HP. I'll give you that. Huh. Well, I guess take it all back. That's probably a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. But they were epic dragons, so they had weaknesses that we could take advantage of. If that was a full legendary team, of course, they don't have any weaknesses, so Andy will struggle a lot more. But, you know, to think that he just beat a full team of level 80 dragons just then, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Like, the easiest fight out of these 3 is definitely this one here, purely for the fact that this bighorn dragon here is an epic. He's a pretty good epic, I'll give you that, but he's still an epic at the end of the day. See, let's redo this the way that we're supposed to, or that fight was meant to have gone on. Oh god, look at how little damage we do to this berry dragon. Oh, wow. Wait, were the other guy's dragons even fully enchanted? Maybe they weren't. Because that feels like no damage at all. I don't think we can even kill this, can we? We can almost kill that berry. Huh. Okay, that was literally just for my own, you know, testing purposes. Because, of course, the arena and the Enchantment League are going to be the main focuses of, you know, next things to clear in this game are going to be, you know, get a Warlord Dragon. That would be fantastic if we could do that one day. Obviously, people get a lot of points up here. And, you know, when I already have a Warlord Dragon, I'll try and not do any more arena fights or, like, get 1st to 5th spot because, you know, what's the point in having a ton of random Warlord Dragons when I can't put them anywhere? But, I don't know, that was kind of weird. If the AI decides to miss 27 times, you know, that's cool by me. Hey, what can I say? But, like I said, for now, I'm probably gonna head off for now, do some other stuff, but make sure you're getting in on the dungeon hype with this guy. Again, dungeon dragons don't come around too often, or haven't recently, so get it while you can. But for now, thank you very much for joining me today, and until next time, I will see you then.